Hi, it's John from Aardvark, here with our friend John Palka from Invisio to go over their PTTs and try to differentiate why I would buy a V10 versus a V50. So John, one of the most frequent questions we get from our teams is they make a bunch of different PTTs. Which one should I buy? So would you mind walking me through each of the PTTs and just kind of what the big differentiating features are?
Absolutely. So we'll start with our single comm here, which is our V10. Then we'll move on to our V20, our V50, and our V60. With our V10, this is a very simplistic model. The bottom has one COM port or one radio cable. The top has one headset connector, a push-to-talk button, and a mode button that controls your situational awareness. With this mode button, you can have a high setting, a low setting, and normal situational awareness.
When you say high and low, high being increasing what I'm able to hear, low being blocking out kind of background noise, sound of a bear cat, etc.
Correct. So when the system's connected, you're going to have normal situational awareness like you would if you weren't wearing any gear. If we press the mode button one time, it's going to go into enhanced hearing mode, which gives you a 10 decibel increase, or think of it as superhuman hearing. Then if we hit the mode button a second time, it's going to drop down 20 decibels, again, for those loud situations like John mentioned, to drown out that noise around you that you don't really need to hear while on scene. And then if we hit the button a third time, we're back up to normal again.
Got it. Okay, so single COM port, single headset, and a mode button.
Correct. And every PTT we have is going to have that mode button, which will control that situational awareness.
Got it.
Moving on to the V20. As we look again, single COM port, but this one has two buttons on the side and then one connector for a headset. This is made for a military dual net radio, not very applicable to law enforcement, but it's one of the 4 PTTs that we currently make at Invisio.
So if I'm running a dual net radio, there's 2 buttons. I mean, that's going to let me put out channel 1, channel 2 only on a dual net radio, though.
Correct. And with the Motorola's, the Kenwoods, and the other variations that are made for modern day law enforcement, that's not going to apply to that because that's a single net radio.
Got it. Okay. V50.
Okay. Moving on to our V50, we're going to have our mode button in the front, like I talked about. And then we're going to have 2 buttons on the side and then 2 buttons on the front. That's going to depend on what kind of setup we're running in this configuration. If we look at the bottom, we're going to have 2 COM ports here. So hypothetically, if an operator wants to use 2 radios and monitor different channels, they have that option. If they want to run a single net radio and a cellular phone, they can run that option as well. And that's what relays the buttons usage on the PTT itself. There's also an internal battery here, so it can be run independently and not take power from the radio.
Okay, so there's 4 buttons and 2 incoming COM channels.
Correct.
Is that because I can run 2 dual net radios if I want to?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. So it's got 4 buttons because if I run 2 dual net radios, I'm going to have radio 1, channel 1 and 2, radio 2, channel 3 and 4.
Correct.
But if I'm a law enforcement agency that has single net radios and I'm only going to run 1, then I can also use the other COM port to run Bluetooth. Plug a cell phone into it, etc. Or if I'm going to run a second radio, I can plug a second radio in.
Correct. And based on what we're running in there is going to dictate what buttons we use.
Got it. Okay. V60.
Okay. So now moving on to the V60. This is the upgraded version of the V50. 3 different COM ports, 2 down below, 1 up top, and then the other headset connector, like all the previous models have. Again, the 4 buttons here and the mode button on the front. Similar thing to the V50. We have 3 COM ports in case we need to run 2 radios and a cell phone or any other configuration of accessories we have that would need to plug into a COM port. And again, that would dictate what buttons would be used.
So theoretically there, I also have 4 buttons. So I could run a dual net and 2 single nets, or 2 dual nets, nothing else. Or, I mean, theoretically a dual net radio, a single net radio, a cell phone.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. John, if I'm in the case where I'm running multiple radios, how am I able to differentiate in my headset? Like, what are the options in the PTT? What is its capability to know, like, okay, radio 1's in my right ear, radio 2's in my left ear? How does that work?
So when we plug 2 radios, and we'll use the V50 for an example, say we plug in 2 single net radios into this. Whatever radio is plugged into COM port 1 will automatically be assigned to PTT 1. And then COM port 2, single net radio, will automatically be assigned to PTT2. Also, what you can do is by certain button combos on the PTTs themselves, you can push COM port 1 to your left ear or right ear, or we can push COM port 2 to our left ear or right ear. So we can separate these. That way we know when radio 1 is received audio, depending on what ear it comes through, we know which radio that is without having to try and figure out who's talking on the other end.
Got it. Okay. So just to sum up, if I'm running a single radio, no external cell phone, and I'm a law enforcement agency that only has a single net radio, I'm buying a V10.
Correct.
If I'm running more than one radio, so I'm a lieutenant, a team leader who might have two radios, or a radio and a cell phone, then I'm looking at either a V50 or a V60, depending on whether I need 2 channels or 3 channels.
Correct.
Okay. Easy enough, John. Thanks for being here, man.
Thank you.